From confirming that the show's getting canceled after its 5th season, to the series leads being exposed for homophobia. Here's why Yellowstone needs to be stopped. Does the show need to call it quits after season 5? The answer's a solid yes. And according to recent reports, season 5 will indeed be the last ride we'll take with the Dutton family, and there won't be a season 6 to look forward to. The recent beef between lead star Kevin Costner and showrunner Taylor Sheridan also contributed to this, with rumors started circulating back in February of 2023, with many fans mentioning how the show's days were numbered. And if that wasn't enough, word had it that Sheridan, along with the Paramount Network, were making moves to give the show a sequel of sorts. And guess what? It's set to be led by none other than the legendary Matthew McConaughey. Fast forward to May 2023, and guess what? The rumors were right on the money, the official confirmation came in, and a sequel series was indeed in the works, heading your way sooner than anyone expected. Chris McCarthy, president and CEO of Viacom CBS, also couldn't help but hype up Yellowstone's influence, talking about how it laid the foundation for a whole universe of global hits, from the prequel series 1883 to even the Tulsa King flick. Besides, both of the prequel series were such massive successes that Paramount doesn't even need to rely on the Costner-led show. So trust me when I say they have a lot of opportunities even without their lead star. But it's not just off-screen drama that contributed to the show's downfall. Economics played a major part in that department as well. Surprise, surprise. According to reports on May 8, 2023, Sheridan's spending habits were causing some serious internal frustration. It's almost like money was flowing like water on the production, and Sheridan isn't just cashing in for writing, directing, and producing the show. He's also raking in tens of thousands of dollars each week for his companies and services, which even includes a cowboy camp where his actors undergo hardcore training to nail their roles. Plus, Sheridan's got cattle on his payroll that he rents to Paramount for a cool $25 per head as well. And if you thought that wasn't bad enough, he also charges the network a whopping $50,000 per week to film on his very own ranch, along with a $3,000 bill for some wrangler in Texas who was tending to Sheridan's horses. And did I mention that this Texan cowboy was 1,600 miles away from the set? Don't worry though, this kind of spending isn't just a Yellowstone exclusive, because even the prequel series 1923 cost an unbelievable $22 million to produce each episode. That's more money than most people see in their life. With all these jaw-dropping expenses, you'd think the Paramount and 101 executives would be sweating bullets, but turns out that despite costing an arm, a leg, and both kidneys, the profits are much higher than the costs. So if the budget isn't the reason this show's going down the drain, then is Costner the reason it is? Now, I can't say for sure, but I do have some juicy tidbits from sources close to the show that might explain things better. As I already mentioned, there's been some friction between Costner and Sheridan, and according to insiders, it's all thanks to the God complex Sheridan developed while working on the show. Naturally, this added some tension to the mix with our man Costner. In fact, the guy even had some concerns about the direction Yellowstone was headed, and when he raised those questions, Sheridan allegedly told him to shut up and stick to acting. Telling a Hollywood legend to stay in his lane is not something you want to do as a director, making the claims of the showrunner's complex much more believable. So don't be surprised if he won't be a recurring face behind the spin-offs, though he can just crawl back to his beloved ranch if he wants to. Fast forward to May 2023, and Costner revealed that he was calling it quits on the series after season 5. Not due to his beef with the director though, but rather because of his busy schedule while filming. Turns out that he'd been available for fewer and fewer days as the show progressed, which threw a wrench into the production gears. Sources have backed this claim up, revealing that while the star had initially limited himself to 65 shooting days, he asked the producers to cut it down to only 50 days for the first part of the season, causing a delay in the second batch of episodes. Of course, Costner's lawyer stepped in to set the record straight, denying the claims that Costner was the reason for production issues, and calling them ridiculous. It's not just the lead star who's been caught in controversies though. I mean, just look at Kelsey Asbille. Before she made her mark in Yellowstone, you might remember her from Sheridan's film Wind River back in 2017, where she portrayed a young Native American woman. That's when the curiosity about her background started stirring. Back in 2017, it was revealed that while she was a mix of Taiwanese, British, and Eastern Band Cherokee, she didn't grow up in an indigenous community. But according to the star herself, she still felt a deep connection to her native character in Sheridan's film. Naturally, when she snagged the role of Monica Dutton, the Native American daughter-in-law of Costner's character, some folks raised eyebrows about her heritage. Adam Beach, a Native American actor from Suicide Squad, was having none of it, and he even started a campaign to boycott the series and demand answers about Aspel's ancestry. Another Native actor-producer, Sonny Skyhawk, got in on the action too, reaching out to the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians tribal nation in hopes of finding some answers. And guess what? They had no record of Aspel and couldn't find any evidence linking her to their tribe. Amidst all the questions and controversy, the wannabe Native American star has stayed silent on the subject, and there have been no comments or explanations from her side either. She's not the only drama magnet around the set though, because even Luke Grimes caught the media's attention. After Grimes quit the True Blood series after just 6 episodes, HBO claimed that it was all due to creative differences, though that's not what reports revealed when season 7 dropped. Turns out Grimes left the show because he didn't want to play a bi-character, though his publicist was quick to defend him, denying any connection between his exit and the storyline. According to The Rep, the actor had no idea about the romantic development planned for his character, so any claims that Grimes left the show due to its LGBTQ themes were completely inaccurate. But Nelson Ellis, the late actor who played Grimes's partner in the show, also had something to say. After the episode featuring the homosexual romance scene finally aired, the one which Grimes allegedly quit for, Ellis called the star out in an interview and mocked him for quitting. And he didn't stop there, because he even asked Grimes if he'd abandon his children the same way if they came out as gay. Ouch. Not everyone was against Grimes' decision though, as many fans backed the star up, claiming that an actor shouldn't be criticized for their sexual preferences and that they shouldn't be villainized for refusing to film scenes that made them uncomfortable. But while Grimes was criticized for allegedly being homophobic, 1883 star Sam Elliott went the whole way. You may know him as the guy who nailed his role as the grief-stricken cowboy, Shay Brennan, in the first Yellowstone prequel series. But the media had a different name for the guy. Back in 2022, while hanging out on Marc Maron's WTF podcast, Elliott went all out and didn't hold back. He straight up called out The Power of the Dog, an Oscar-winning film, claiming that the flick was nothing but a piece of shit western with illusions of homosexuality. But he didn't stop at dissing the movie either, because he even took a dig at the filmmaker, Jane Campion, who hails from New Zealand. He claimed that somebody from her country couldn't possibly know how the American West worked, though he said it a bit more explicitly, using words that would definitely get this video taken down. He also questioned why she shot the movie in New Zealand and called it Montana, stating that it seriously rubbed him the wrong way. Now you might think that that would be the end of it, but hang on because there's a twist. A month later, Elliott decided that it was time to patch things up, showing up at a Deadline event and offering an apology for his comments, both toward the film and the filmmaker herself. Props to him for admitting to his mistakes though. So there you have it, from the series leads being exposed for homophobia to confirming that the show's getting canceled after its 5th season. That's why Yellowstone needs to be stopped.